MOISES CAICEDO to Arsenal is apparently very close to happening. Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. If you enjoy this type of content, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe down below for daily Arsenal transfer news vids on my road to 3,000 subscribers. Let's not waste any time, get straight into the tweet from Teradeportes. And I know what you're probably thinking, who is this? This is an Ecuadorian football journalist company that does football tweets. It's got 88,000 followers on Twitter. Ecuadorian as well, for those who don't know, that is where MOISES CAICEDO is from. He's Ecuadorian. And this is their tweet. La decisión está muy cerca, which basically translated by Google means the decision is very close. I'm not being funny, but if you look at this graphic, guys, it's got MOISES CAICEDO in an Arsenal shirt and Chelsea shirt. Yeah, I know the Photoshop ain't great, let's be real. It's got Arsenal's old shirt, for example. This is the new shirt I'm wearing, but is CAICEDO in an Arsenal shirt and Chelsea shirt. And the Chelsea shirt is kind of like hollowed out, so that's transparent, but the Arsenal shirt is like bigger. Do you get what I mean? It's more obvious, which makes it seem as though he's chosen Arsenal. That's what this tweet is basically saying. The decision is very close. It's CAICEDO in an Arsenal shirt. That is very interesting. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'd never heard this journalist company before I saw this tweet circling all around Twitter. But I thought I'd make a video on it because we know Arsenal's got renewed interest in CAICEDO. I've already produced multiple videos on him for this summer transfer window. I remember in January even covering how Arsenal bid 60 million and 70 million for CAICEDO. Of course, both rejected. The interest is there. Arsenal want the player. And now this tweet coming out saying the decision is very close and basically making it obvious from this tweet that the player has chosen Arsenal really does get me excited. Now, that's the thing, right? The Telegraph also tweeted that Brighton are demanding more than 70 million for MOISES CAICEDO. So they're expecting the player to leave. I already said that MOISES CAICEDO is signing his contract extension, right, after his move to Arsenal got rejected. It would have hurt him because we know he wanted to come to Arsenal. That was clear and obvious. He was posting Instagram posts about how he thanks Brighton for his service there, but he wants a new challenge. He wants to go to Arsenal and play football there at a bigger football club. I think when he signed his contract extension, they would have promised him that he can move in the summer. It's only fair, right? Clubs have to operate with some kind of professionalism, some kind of class. So they would have said to CAICEDO, look, we want you to stay, help us get European football. He did that. He helped them get European football there, now in Europa League next season. And he probably would have said, can I leave in the summer? And Brighton would go, okay, fair enough, you can go. However, at the same time, Brighton want a pretty penny for him. We've heard that Alexis McAllister is on his way to Liverpool. And Liverpool actually got him for under 40 million because of his release clause being that low. We haven't heard anything with a release clause in terms of MOISES CAICEDO, which is interesting because normally when a player says, okay, can you let me leave in the summer? They insert a release clause into that new contract. Aston Villa did the same thing with Grealish. They said, look, Grealish, we want you to stay, but we'll insert a £100 million release clause. So if anyone wants you, they can get you. And Man City did exactly that, and they snapped up Grealish. So I would have expected something similar to happen for CAICEDO. That hasn't been the case. It doesn't look like there's any sort of release clause, which probably is a worry for Arsenal, because that means if other clubs like Chelsea, and I've heard Manchester United are also in the running now for CAICEDO, it basically becomes a freeway auction for that kind of play, and that's not what you want, because when Arsenal are involved in auctions, more often than not we pull out because we don't seem to get involved in this sort of negotiations. We just want to pay up for the player, and if the club accept that, great. If they don't, we pull out and we look at other targets. So Brighton demanding more than 70 million for CAICEDO, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. However, another story that's come out by Fabrizio Romano that ties into CAICEDO's story is this. Brighton are now preparing a new record bid for Levi Colwill, close to £40 million to be submitted soon. For those who don't know, Colwill was on loan to Brighton from Chelsea this season, and Brighton absolutely loved him, and they want to get him back permanently. Chelsea turned down £30 million bid last week. Chelsea always had the same position. Colwill is part of a long-term project, no intention to sell him. So look, this is the thing, right? There's no such thing as no price to sell out. No such thing. There's always a penny. There's always a price that you can sell out. But Chelsea are looking at him thinking, we don't want to sell Colwill. However, could they try and strike some kind of swap deal and cash with Colwill going to Brighton and CAICEDO going to Chelsea? With, of course, Chelsea offering up extra money alongside Colwill. Maybe. Or does it work the other way around, when they say, no, we don't want to sell Colwill, and Brighton get annoyed at Chelsea and say, okay, bun you then, we'll sell CAICEDO to Arsenal, Man United, for example. It could work both ways. Do you get what I mean? So the CAICEDO deal is hotting up. Genuinely, it's hotting up. I think this player is going. At the start of the window, I was sitting there going, you know what, if he goes, if he doesn't go, it's probably touch and go. But right now, I genuinely believe CAICEDO is going to be he's on his way outside of Brighton. I think just too many things are leaning towards that decision. The fact that the player said he wants to leave anyway. The fact Arsenal got Champions League football and he obviously wants Champions League football. The fact that Arsenal renewed interest in the player, and it's been apparent multiple times by multiple journalists. Fabrizio Romano. We're looking at Sky Sports even saying that Arsenal are interested. This Ecuadorian journalist company as well saying Arsenal are interested. So a lot of people are making it obvious that Arsenal do want MOISES CAICEDO. Can the deal get over the line now? That is the real question. Arsenal have to move quick in this one, in my opinion, right? Because Caicedo's wanted by multiple clubs. We got to move with a bit more momentum. We got to move with like a bit more of a big club, man. Like, go give the money for Caicedo. Brighton want more than 70 million. Look, that's fine. We bidded 70 million in January for the player, so it shows we're willing to spend that kind of money. Maybe 75. Test the waters with that. If they reject that, try 80. Get this player over the line for me, man. Caicedo is a big time player for Arsenal Football Club. Because I've heard other reports that apparently, although Ben White has played right back for Arsenal this season, Mikel Arteta still wants the player to play primarily as a centre back and not as a right back. And if that's the case, then you're probably looking at Caicedo slotting in that right back auxiliary position, because he has played it for Brighton, and we know Arteta likes to play that sort. He played Partey at right back, for example, towards the end of this season. So he likes playing that CDM at right back that they can slot into midfield system potentially. So Caicedo would be that perfect type of player for Arsenal should the deal get over the line. But for me, you got to move quickly on these ones. Of course, I'll be covering Caicedo news throughout on this channel, as well as other Arsenal related news throughout this summer transfer window, which is still very early. I don't think the window's even opened yet, to be honest with you guys. But the news already coming thick and fast, and that's how I like it, man. I want my club Arsenal involved in transfer related rumours early, man. But not just rumours, I want concrete movement happening with this club. So Edu, I need you to get moving, brother. I need you to get moving with these signings, moving with these outgoings as well. Get on it, bro. Hit the gas with these moves, because other clubs are floating around as well. In terms of other Arsenal transfer news, Reece Nelson to Arsenal is pretty much... Reece Nelson's contract extension at Arsenal is pretty much done. It's going to be a 4-year contract extension, I believe. It seems that the parties have met in the middle and appeased both ends, because we know that there was a time when everyone expected Reece Nelson to go for free, right? But it seems that a mutual kind of agreement has met between Reece Nelson and Arsenal, and a player will re-sign. I like it, man. I'm a big fan of Reece Nelson. I've said this before. I think Reece Nelson's a really good backup player. I don't think he personally should start for Arsenal, but give him some minutes. I think he's a good impact player off the bench. So yeah, I like this move for Arsenal. I don't expect him to be on a massive wage, to be completely honest with you guys. Just a decent wage for a player, and he deserves it as well, because he did really well this season when he came off. I mean, look, for example, the game against Bournemouth, he came on and did really well there. The game against Nottingham Forest as well, big time game changer. I know he's not massive clubs, but still coming in at key moments for Arsenal and making a difference. That's what I like to see from Reece Nelson. So yeah, I've got to give him the utmost credit for that. In terms of other Arsenal transfer related news, we know Declan Rice, a move for that is in the works as soon as the Europa Conference League game is finished on Wednesday. I expect Arsenal to make a move for him. Look, if West Ham win, I expect them to make a move potentially Thursday or Friday. If they lose, they might wait a little bit, you know what I mean? Like maybe not catch West Ham on bad spirits, do you get what I mean? But yeah, I expect a move for Declan Rice to be imminent as soon as the Europa League Conference game is finished. And then you're looking and you're thinking, Declan Rice over the line. Who else, man? Who else? Because Arsenal will be looking at these targets. We're looking at a lot of targets simultaneously, but we've got to try and get them over the line now. Got to try and get these targets over the line, because other clubs are going to be floating about. For me, I think once Declan Rice is done, because I do expect that signing to happen after the Europa League Conference, after the Europa Conference League game is finished, can get on that one quickly. Then you're looking at, and that might be a domino to cascade into other signings as well. That's just my thoughts there. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on Moises Caicedo to Arsenal. Do you believe it's going to happen? Do you think it's not going to happen? Do you think it's going to go to Chelsea, for example? I'd love to hear it down in the comment section. And if not Caicedo, what other targets do you think Arsenal should sign, and do you think Arsenal will sign? I've been MyFootball. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here on my road to 3,000 subscribers if you love Arsenal related transfer news, basically daily. And I hope to see you all in my next one. Take care.